Word on the street.
That's right, baby. We are in the building, and you know what time it is. Let me introduce you to the team. Shelly Winter, Milani Kai, DJ Crystal, and me, Scotty B, here on 95.5 WSB.
I am quoting, while there may be some worthy opponents, this race is not against flesh and blood. This race is against the crime that is out of control in every neighborhood of our city. It is against inequality of all kinds, racial, economic, educational, and otherwise. It's against corruption, which has eroded public trust. It's unacceptable. And as your next mayor, I will end it. Shelly Winter, you've have been calling this for a very long time.
On our show tonight, my friend, and I'm not afraid to say it, I can say it, right? I will be supporting City Council President Madam Moore's on the phone with us. Felicia Moore, God bless you. Thank you for joining Word on the Street. You made a big announcement tonight, and let's tell everybody what that announcement is.
Oh, well, thank you. I am running for the mayor of the city of Atlanta.
You've been on our show before. Thank you so much. I've been a Buckhead resident for most of my life in Atlanta. There's talk about succeeding from the Atlanta Union. If you're in the virtual, let's say, town hall, hypothetically speaking, with the residents of Buckhead, what do you say to us because of the crime there and talks of wanting to escape the city of Atlanta?
Well, first, let's start with the succession movement from the city of Atlanta. And it's come up before. It's not a new issue. And typically it comes up when there are issues where people feel that they're not being represented or their issues are not being addressed. So I would say that, I certainly wouldn't support a new city or taking parts of this city away. What we need to do is work on getting some leadership and addressing the issues. And as it relates to crime, I would say to Buckhead the same that I would say to anyone in Northwest, Southwest, Southeast, or any other part of the city, is it is out of control, and everyone knows that. And some neighborhoods have been suffering from it from decades, but they don't get necessarily the media attention. So we need to address it in all areas of the city, because what happens to one area certainly impacts other areas. And so for Buckhead and for others, I will be very soon doing an address about crime and what I think needs to happen. And it's not a one-size-fits-all kind of thing. It's more comprehensive. The first one will be on things I believe need to be done immediately that can address it, and then talk probably in another session about medium and long-term, long-range things that need to be done that will help us with crime, because it's always going to be here, but there are things that we need to do to address some of the things that you mentioned earlier that I said, the income inequality and some of the social issues, and providing other programs that can probably help people from continuing to commit crimes. So there's a long list of things I think that need to happen. But to Buckhead and to the rest of the city, all of us are suffering from the same thing, and that's why that's not the only reason I'm running for mayor. That is the issue of the day. But systematically, the whole city needs some attention.
So you said that's not the only reason. Can you?
No.
Would you give us a very important reason why? Because usually mayors don't get challenged after one term. So you feel that there's a leadership gap. So what is the other reason that you would say, the top or second or whatever top reason that you're running?
Well, for people who follow my career, they certainly know that I have really been keenly aware of our fiscal situation, watching our tax dollars, how they're spent, how they're allocated, how they're used. And so that is an area that, particularly in light of COVID and how it may potentially impact our city coffers, making sure that we look at that. But every department I could probably name in the city, I talk to the people on the ground. I talk to the people who do the work. And there are many issues that need to be addressed in our department so that we can provide city services and respect the employees who are doing that work every day. When it talks about public safety, the headline is about the crime, but there's another part of our public safety, which is our fire department, and they're in critical condition. They need manpower and resources and equipment. So there are a lot of fundamental, basic things that are not necessarily headline grabbers, but are very essential to the function of city government that I believe need to be addressed. So that is more the reason I'm running. But, of course, the issue of the day is crime, and that's one that I want to address as well.
We are live on the phone with Atlanta City Council President Felicia Moore, made the announcement that she is running for mayor. Madam Moore, I'm on the ground, too, talking to a lot of people many people have been affected by the pandemic, but the ones who seem to not get the headlines are the ones that I talk to, the ones who can't get to work or had to stop going to work because the bus routes still are not up. I talk to the ones in the inner cities whose kids are not only have to stay at home because of the pandemic, can't go to school. They can't even go to rec centers that are still closed. Milani Kai can, because I pay for LA Fitness, and I have money to do that in Buckhead. But you've got these kids who have no outlet right now. Now we see them pushing into the Buckheads called the Water Boys, who we've had them on. They don't have an outlet. What is the solution for that if you were mayor right now?
Well, first of all, the pandemic is an overlying issue that is really making it hard to address a lot of issues. And so everyone is struggling with that. But there was a task force on the water boy situation. They came up with some good recommendations. So that's number one. We can pull that out and start to address those issues. But when I'm talking about the issue of crime, particularly when I'm talking about the issue of income inequality, there are a lot of things the city used to do that we don't do now. So if we got rid of COVID and it was safe for people to use the recreation centers, I believe that we first and foremost have to get a good synergistic relationship with our school system so that we provide a safety net for children. After they finish school, they have somewhere to go, particularly for those parents that are working and kids are kind of left on their own after school, where we can have some enrichment programs for them there and also provide a good safety net for them. We also used to have a summer jobs program for youth because these kids want to make money. That's one of the things they want to do. So, we need to make sure that we are standing up our workforce development agency. It's had some troubles. There's new leadership, but we need to provide what we need to in terms of grant funds or whatever so that we can get some money that we're able to get these kids, those who want to work, some work. And a lot of these kids have troubled situations and maybe not so much parental involvement. And that's why I think our partnership with the schools would be extremely important, not only supporting the kids, but making sure the programs and activities that the city has, the county has, and others are connected with our school system so that they can help these parents and these kids, particularly in those areas that are troubled, because, we have housing issues. That's another issue. So all of this is connected, and I think sometimes we try to deal with these issues in silos when we have to look at it comprehensively and making sure that we're addressing it all the way around.
Do you think, last question before we let you go, do you think Mayor Bottoms lost a year of service to Atlantans by concentrating on the Biden campaign? And do you think that may end up helping her raise money, and that money being raised may make it harder for you? Or do you think by her being basically gone for an entire 7 months out of the city of Atlanta, traveling the country for Joe Biden, will that hurt her?
Well, first of all, her being involved in a presidential campaign is something that many big city mayors have done and have done successfully. And frankly, the national profile certainly helps the city of Atlanta, and being that she backed a successful candidate, that will be helpful to the city of Atlanta. I'm sure they will, in kind, help her. I'm not using that as something that would deter me from doing what I think needs to be done for the city. And I believe that, another 4 years is longer than I want to wait. I have a lot of constituents all across the city who call me and want my assistance, and I do my best to assist them or direct them where they need to be in assistance. But there comes a time, particularly after 20 years of serving as a council member and now serving as council president, when you want to go beyond referring people and advocating for them to get what they want to get, to be in the position to get something done. And I believe now is the time to get things done.
I agree with you, my sister.
That's it. We just wanted to know after that. We just wanted to know, are you watching the big game in a couple of weeks? Or do you have a pick for the big game since the Falcons aren't in?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
But I will certainly try to tune in.
Okay.
All right. God bless you, sister. Good luck to you. And, we're here for you. If it's an open door, if you ever want to call in and just say something, feel free to do it.
And we have 100 more questions, too. So
We do.
Okay. Well, we've got plenty of time. I would be more than happy to come back.
Word.